So what you and I actually see as consumers, right, is what companies really want to show us and want us to believe about brands. And so if you and I can actually say those things that the companies want us to feel, then the companies are winning. So Apple will be happy to hear somebody talking about privacy because that's what they want you to remember Apple by. Tuyam will be happy that you are remembering Tuyam by saying that you are the healthier version to Lays, that you are the better snack. And everything that happens, and for example, let's look at this Lay's packet, right from the color of the green to the logo, right? How many of you go to the market and say I want cream and onion Lays? More often than not you'll say bhaiya, can I have the green Lays? That adds to the brand, that adds to the product. So everything that is there adds to it in some way or the other. You may realize it subconsciously or consciously. So brand, everything that is there, it's a, and if you want me to tell you the definition as was defined in the early 1900s is by a person called Philip Kotler, and you can all Google his name. He is known as the father of marketing, and he's the one who often has developed most of these basic principles of marketing. And while they were developed, I mean, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they're still relevant today to us, even in 2021. Today, even when you read about marketing principles, you would hear people tweaking some of his principles and his lectures and putting in new ideas, but the frameworks are pretty much the same. So Philip Kotler defines a brand as a name, term, sign, or symbol, or a combination of these that identifies the maker or seller of a product. So essentially, branding, as you said, gives meaning to a specific organization, company, product, or service in shaping it in your mind. So that's what the brand work does. So there are 5 parts to it. The first is, and we'll get into it a little later in terms of positioning, so don't worry too much about this. The second is there's always a brand personality. It's like you and I have a personality. If I ask you, are you an extrovert or are you introvert? Similarly, or are you somebody who enjoys himself or somebody who prefers to be at home? So every brand itself has a personality. So for example, let's talk about Tuyam. What is the brand personality of Tuyam? The brand personality of Tuyam is it's extremely healthy, it's extremely fit, it's extremely energetic. It's probably somebody who is very lean, right? So that's the personality. If you think about Nike, the personality there is somebody who is extremely into fitness, who is running, who's doing all of these things and is constantly in motion and is moving. So that's the brand personality. The other things that the brand has is emotional benefits and functional benefits. So let's talk about Colgate, or let's talk about toothpaste. So when you think of toothpaste and I tell you Colgate, what do you think when I say Colgate to you?
Strong teeth and
Anyone?
white.
Strong teeth and white teeth. Okay, great. Anyone else?
9 out of 10 doctors recommend Colgate to you.
9 out of 10 doctors recommend Colgate. Brilliant. Anyone else?
All the
Bright
kitchen supplies are in toothpaste only, salt, charcoal.
Okay, it has salt in the toothpaste. Correct. All
Bright
of these, sorry, bright smile. Great. So all of these things that you said are all related to toothpaste per se, right? The toothpaste is giving you the 9 out of 10 doctors are recommending it. It is giving you strong teeth. It is giving you white teeth. It is giving you healthy teeth. It's giving you shiny teeth. It's all related to the product itself. That is what we define as functional benefits. Okay, now let's move to talking about close up. When I say close up, what do you think about?
fresh breath.
Fresh breath. Okay, anyone else?
Their red color packaging.
The red packaging. How many of you remember the close up ad?
Yes, Ranveer Singh.
Okay, what does he do?
Is that the ad where he brushes and he immediately starts dancing on the road, getting all hyper?
Yeah. Okay,
So basically, brushing your teeth is some way giving a head start to your day.
Okay, so it's giving you a head start to your day. So it's giving you a good fresh day. Correct? Toothpaste can give you, as you said, white teeth and good teeth, right? So if it's giving you a fresh day, that's an emotional benefit, because that benefit is not coming from the product. That is coming from when you use the product, you're feeling it. Why are you feeling it? Because the brand is trying to make you feel it. When you think about some of these toothpaste ads, they show that a boy and a girl, they attract each other so well in when they have the Max Fresh ad. Because why? Because they brush their teeth, right? Does it happen that you will attract a boy or a girl because you're brushing your teeth? No, it doesn't happen, right? Of course it doesn't happen. Otherwise I would brush my teeth every day. I'd probably brush it 10 times a day if I was so lucky. But it doesn't happen. But they made you feel like it would happen. So then when a brand establishes itself in the functional benefits and it's given ki ye to hoga hi, then it moves into the next level, which is goes into emotional benefits. Whatever comes, any ad that comes on TV today, look at it and you should be able to identify, is it a functional? Functional means it's related to the product itself. The product is giving you that benefit. Emotional is trying to make you believe that isse ye ho jayega. So that makes us move into brand positioning. So in instant noodles as a category, you have a lot of brands which are already playing over there, right? Now you are trying, so the category is instant noodles. By the way, instant noodles did not exist as a category 40 to 50 years ago. The only category that existed 40 or 50 years ago was a category called sevaiya or vermicelli, which today is hardly used in our kitchens. But when Maggie actually started 40, 50 years ago, they actually went down to houses and said, you know, vermicelli, we are vermicelli or we are sevaiya. It's just that sevaiya takes you 20 minutes to cook. We take you 2 minutes to cook. So why don't you try to use us? And that's exactly how instant noodles started as a category in India 40 to 50 years ago when Maggie had absolutely zero need. And it was breaking a barrier in your mind. The barrier was, so we often believed that it is impossible for noodles to be cooked so fast. And the brand came and told us, I can solve this problem for you and I can do it for you in 2 minutes. So, what brand positioning does is it picks up how you are thinking about a brand, how you are thinking about that particular category, and it identifies, is there a problem that we can solve? Is there something that we can do better? And that's how they then try to position themselves in your mind. So imagine this. Now, Maggie, if you remember, a few years ago, do you remember there was a controversy for Maggie noodles? Does anyone remember what happened?
It contained
Yes,
too
yes.
much
It
lead.
contain lead.
Okay, and how many of you still eat Maggie today? Just for my understanding.
We do, yeah,
I
all
think
the time.
everyone.
Actually, everyone does.
Why are you eating lead noodles?
Maggie is part of our life.
They banned it in the beginning, but then it
What
was
the lead accusations proved, though?
It was
Lead
fake
accusations
news.
were not proven. Okay.
Exactly.
they
That's
banned
why.
it in
If it was proved, then we would have probably stopped.
Yes. So when Maggie had this controversy, right? Some people came up and said that Maggie has lead in it. You and I were hardwired to believe against it and say, नहीं नहीं ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. हमारा मैगी खराब नहीं हो सकता है, right? And Maggie did a lot of campaigns talking about our Maggie, what is your Maggie about, and how do you have Maggie, etc. To make you believe that it's perfect and it is something that we eat every day. It cannot be wrong. So all of you have come back and said, we don't believe it. And so you continue to eat Maggie, right? That is positioning. So what you would typically do as a brand is you would sometimes, to simplify it, you just take two parameters and you would plot your entire competition on those two parameters. For example, let's take athletic footwear as a theme and let's take all the brands that exist. So Nike, Puma, Adidas, Skechers, all of them. So if I'm doing, I can then plot on two parameters. How do people perceive these brands? So let's assume on one axis, it's expensive to cheap. So obviously Nike, Reebok, etc. they're more on the expensive side, and you have cheaper brands like Fila, and from the Indian perspective you would have Bata and all of those brands, right? And on the other side you would have performance and fashion. So there would be brands which would be really talking about, as you said, from Nike perspective or as Puma, in terms of this shoe will give you a better run, a faster run, versus there would be shoes which are only talking about fashion. For example, the white Converse sneakers is a fashion statement, right? I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. And now Converse may not happen, but a lot of you would wear white shoes just as a fashion statement with anything you're wearing, right? So when you plot it, then you identify, are there any gaps is there a place that a new brand can come and play? And that's how you would do a brand positioning map in terms of identifying, can I launch here? Let's move into another example. For example, all of these, you have Netflix, you have Hotstar, you have all of these different types of OTT platforms today, right? That first was Netflix. Netflix came in and it was extremely expensive. When Netflix came in and was extremely expensive, Hotstar said, I will do it. I can come in, but I will be known as someone who's not expensive. So Hotstar came and launched it at free. Then Hotstar said, we will do a 99 rupees plan and a 199 rupees plan, etc. Versus for Netflix, the cheapest plan today is you pay 199 rupees per month. Hotstar, you pay 300 rupees a year in one of their plans where you get to see all the sports, etc. So that's the difference. Every brand is trying for a different place in your mind. When you think Hotstar, you're looking at Hotstar. If you're looking at it from a price perspective, you will know Hotstar is cheap. If you're looking at it from a content perspective, you always think very nice movies and very nice series will come on Netflix, versus you will know that all your cricket matches will come in Hotstar. That's again how a brand is positioning themselves in your mind. So yeah, so we've been talking a lot about branding and positioning and all of that, right? And Aditi and I had a conversation that a lot of you today are exposed to a lot of digital marketing courses, social marketing courses. You have Google having its own performance marketing courses, etc. So how is marketing and branding per se different from digital marketing or social media marketing? So you can see those definitions. So I really don't want to read it, but I'll still read it for you. Digital marketing is basically online marketing, right? It's the promotion of brands to connect with potential customers using internet and other forms of digital media. Essentially, what that means is using all the digital platforms on the internet to market is what is digital marketing. Social media uses all the social media platforms, which is Facebook, Google, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube, etc. All of them, or any social media that you have to promote your product, right? Branding, as we spoke right in the beginning, is about giving meaning to a specific organization, product, or service, and creating that particular space in your mind. To do that, I would obviously do multiple things, including digital marketing and social media marketing, right? However, I would do a lot more than that, and we'll talk about that in future. So, in short, branding में social media marketing and digital marketing भी आता है as facets of branding, but it is not. But obviously, branding is a lot bigger than digital marketing or social media marketing.